Hey guys, thanks for watching today. Thanks for tuning into my channel. I've already made a couple of videos this morning. I guess I'm on kind of a roll. Uh, but one of the subjects I wanted to talk about was how to catch giant bass. You know, it's kind of a strange subject in some ways because most people that catch a big bass never really went out looking to catch a big bass. Maybe they were hoping to catch a big bass, but they really didn't specifically go out with the intention of catching a giant bass. But let me tell you something right up front. If you want to catch a giant bass, the first thing you need is patience. The second thing you need is stronger reading glasses. And the third thing you need is to stop lying about the size of the last one you caught. At 77 years old, I've learned something very important. The fish are not getting smaller. Our measuring stories are getting bigger. But for starters, if you want to catch a giant, you got to go where the groceries are. Big bass, they don't get big eating crackers. They live where the buffet is open 24 hours a day. In Florida, that could mean a number of different places, not the least of which would be Lake Okeechobee, Lake Istapoca, St. Johns River, Kissimmee, Toho, or maybe up at Headwaters, one of the newer lakes that we have here in Florida, and they're catching some real monsters up there, some real giants. But those waters grow bass so big they ought to have their own Social Security numbers. And if you're fishing a pond where the biggest thing swimming is a confused bluegill, you might want to adjust your expectations. But for starters, if you want to catch a giant, if you're serious about it, stop throwing cute little baits. I see guys tying on little finesse worms like they're feeding aquarium fish. That's great if you want to catch some numbers. You want to go out there and catch 15 or 20 bass. That's a great concept, great way to fish. But it's not how you're going to approach or catch a giant bass. If you want to catch a giant, you need to throw big baits. A 12-inch worm. I've got dozens of these. I think they're called monster worms. The old monster, I think. I don't even remember. But they actually came in a tube as opposed to a package. And I got a bunch of them, different colors. Don't really care what color they are, but I love them because to me they kind of represent a snake, but they're really just a worm, and big bass love them. You might try a swim bait. Swim baits have become really popular in the last few years, and you can get some of these swim baits are the size of a bratwurst. You might want to try a jig. And on that jig, you might want to add something that resembles a big crawfish or even a large fish. But regardless, it needs to be big. When you tie on that big bait, don't expect 20 bites. Not going to happen. You might fish all day and only get one bite, maybe. And that one bite might rearrange your shoulder, or it might just be a 3-pounder that thinks he's, a giant. But slow down. The good news is, for us older guys at least, slowing down can be a real winning strategy. Young guys they like to drink those energy drinks, and, it hypes them up. It's like drinking 12 cups of coffee. They can't slow down. But at our age, we fish at the speed of wisdom, which also happens to be the speed giant bass prefer. Big bass are lazy. They're like retired bankers. They're not chasing anything unless it lands in their lap. So drag it slow or let it sit. Pause it longer than what feels normal. Then pause it again because you forgot the last time you paused it. And if you do, congratulations, because you're fishing correctly. Here's the part nobody talks about. When the giant hits, it's violent. It's not a tap. It's not a nibble. It's like somebody dropped a cinder block on your fishing line. And at 77, there's three possible reactions. Number one, you set the hook like a hero, and maybe you fall off the backside of your seat. That used to happen. Number two, you forget how to operate your own reel. Your hands are fumbling around, you don't know what to do. Or number three, you make a noise that sounds like you stepped on a Lego because you're excited. I've done all three. Catching a big bass, a giant, requires something most anglers don't have: the willingness to be bored. You might fish for 4 hours with nothing, 5 hours, 6 hours. Your buddy will say they're not biting. And that's when you say, I'm not fishing for they, I'm fishing for her. That's the difference. Here's the honest truth. Giant bass are usually not caught by accident. Some are, but usually they're not caught by accident. They're caught by a stubborn old man that refuses to downsize. They're caught by a guy that doesn't fish for numbers anymore. They're caught by a guy that's fishing for legends. Because at this stage in life, most of us don't need to catch 15 more small bass. We want one good story. And if she never shows up, well, at least we were out there trying. And that beats sitting at home arguing with the wife. Anyway, that's my thoughts. I've chased a lot of giants, caught a few, lost a few, created a lot of stories, many of which I've told on YouTube. But I'm sure you've got a story of your own. You probably got a strategy of your own. So feel free to leave a comment. Love to hear from you. I try to answer as many comments as I can. And again, I've enjoyed making this video, and I hope you've enjoyed watching it. I wish you a great afternoon, a great evening, and check back in. Going to be talking about giants again real soon.